This is Molly Hennessy-Fiske with the Los Angeles Times. We're about 20 miles away from Mosul. The offensive to retake Mosul began earlier this morning. We're out here with peshmerga troops. You can see them staging behind me. The general that we talked to just now said that they have cleared about 9 villages. They're still in the process of clearing them. They killed some Islamic State fighters. They said they suffered casualties, but not that many. He said fewer than 10. And you can see, I'm going to turn the camera, you can see on the horizon behind me, there's a lot of black smoke. That's where there was a gypsum factory that the peshmerga forces here say Islamic State fighters set fire to in an effort to obscure the skies above. We saw what appeared to have been airstrikes a little while ago and heard some big booms. The peshmerga forces said that the coalition airstrikes have been very helpful to them in making progress as they proceed toward Mosul. They said their goal for today was to take these villages, and they say they've already achieved their goal. It's around noon now. We're going to head into some of these villages and see what is there. They said there have been some mines left behind, some booby traps, and there had been some sniper activity, but they said the area is clear, and so we're going to go ahead. Okay, so we're further up the road now, and we're here with a different group of peshmerga and a different commander. Can you tell us what your name is?
Rashid Abdullah.
And you were telling us about the progress that you made today, but also some of the casualties. What are some of the dangers that you faced in the fighting here?
الشرطة حالته خطيرة بس حالتي انتحاري وعباء وتنتي دانانا أو تشكي بركتا حد في قرص البيش مرجي شو كديارنا كار انتحاري هات خوكوش برك زحمة هات ياد يجي عباية وتنتي برشاوين تشاهكر أو برك أصلا بيت أصلا بيش هذا بيش مرجين أخذ شيء تو مقامك يوتل بس سينجي هذا بيش مرجين هذا كر.
The only difficulties we faced is suicide bombers and mines and booby traps, and the only thing that we faced. But for peshmerga, they were fighting harshly, and there was not that resistance from their side.
Yeah, and so the ISIS fighters in these towns, he had pointed to these villages that are on the horizon. We can see the smoke rising from them. He said that there were 2 peshmerga who were killed in one of these attacks, and that some of the suicide bombers were as young as 13 or 14 from Islamic State, and that they're still trying to clear the area of snipers and suicide attackers. Can you tell me, he said something about how he feels like this is the Mosul offensive is not just for Kurdistan but for all of Iraq. What was he said about that?
عمليات يا موصل وتقول نبس بيشمرجا أو إجبر عراقي أو شعبي عراقي وشعبي كردستاني حمل شد قاعدة تساوي شيء
هلا سلبي تشتي زار كده بنم عمليات موصل يا رزقنا موصل تشتكي قال لك سركبتنا وسركبتنا قال لي عراقي بتمامي وهم قال لي كرد والهردركي والباشور والباكور وروشابار وشلات و هذا كلام مثلا تدخل كردستان وهذا كم ما زند تدخل كي أواري بس زيارة خوب هم آين ومذهبك وصل مسيحي بيتصل أشوري بيتصل سنة بيتصل شعبي وتمام بيخل كي عراقي صار كفتنا كمزنا بو همي جري عراقي.
After achieving this, so it will be a chance for all those minorities from Christian, Yazidis, and Shabak, other people to return to their villages and to their lands.
And those are these villages that they've liberated that we're looking at up here, and we're waiting to see if they can clear them and so that people can move back. Thank you.
Thank you, Spass.
Okay, go ahead, explain. You're showing me something here. What is this?
This is part of the car that we exploded by our rocket.
Okay, so this morning, peshmerga forces, when they were going into one of these villages, they exploded this tank. And they saved a piece of it?
Mm-hmm. It was this area that exploded.
Yeah, and they're expecting Iraqi security forces, the army, to come in and start within days. What do they think about that? Are they optimistic?
We are optimistic that they will be able to.
وبهزت peshmerga اینا میره.
So now we're with the Iraqi army and lining up. Got some special forces here. You can see we've got armored vehicles that we've seen passing us on the highway out here. And troops standing in formation near where we just were on the front lines in these villages. So we went a little further down the road to another village that's sort of abandoned here. There's a bunch of abandoned houses, and we found all of these Iraqi security forces, vehicles and troops, more than 100 troops who are out here with special forces, Iraqi special forces, preparing to go into Mosul momentarily. Their commander just told them, clean your guns, get ready. We're going to go into another town that's near Mosul, and then we're moving into Mosul. He gave them some inspiring words, also some specific instructions on dealing with hazards they might face, like mines and suicide bombers. I talked to him a little bit because I don't know if you can see, but in the background there's some flags here. Some are Iraqi flags, but there are also Shiite sectarian flags, and I asked him about that and whether they were going to keep those up when they're in Mosul, and he said, well, you know, we are here to represent Iraq, not to represent a particular sect. If the flags bother people, then we'll take them down, but this is, you know, what my people want to do, and so we're going to do it this way to start. But he said, we're here for all of Iraq. We're here to be liberating the city, and they're going to be leaving here momentarily. So now they're leaving. These are the first ones that are going.